Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to cover the market from the last 2 days. I didn't record on Monday. So cover the last 2 days and give a recap of that and what I'm watching currently right now. So first things first, TradingView is having some issues. It's not showing the overnight prices correctly. That's not correct, the overnight, so ignore that. But first we're going to start with USO, the United States Oil Fund. So the thing I wanted to cover here was there was a really big dark pool print on USO today. And right here you can see it. It is for 54.11% of average volume and almost $500 million. So the biggest print in a really long time. So that's going to be important to monitor. Good thing to mark out on your charts. And again, I don't know if it's a buy or a sell, but we have to just watch and see what happens over the next few days. But that's very important because somebody's probably making a big decision there, and it probably means something with the conflict in Iran. So that I wanted to say on USO. Next up we have SPY. So the S&P has been sideways now for 5 days after the big move up after the false breakdown here at the end of July. Nothing really to examine here. It's just a range. Can't really figure out. I don't have a bias or anything, but the chart's doing nothing wrong. And we do have CPI tomorrow, so that is going to be very important. What happens on CPI will be a big probably mover on the market next. So that's all for the S&P. Another one I wanted to cover about dark pool prints was VIX-M. The VIX Medium Term Futures ETF has been seeing really big prints over the last couple of days. See if I can pull it up here, but yeah, you can see them here. 1,000% of daily average volume, 500% of average volume, 480% of average volume. So really big prints, and you can see on the chart too with the volume spike because this is not usually a very heavily traded ETF. So again, I'm wondering what they're up to here because they are hitting this with big size, and we haven't seen this since like 2024 before the yen carry trade stuff happened. So maybe they're trying to get a position before midterms. I think the volatility is going to pick up into midterms, but I don't know. But it's all a little bit interesting how all these are lining up at the same time. We have the VIX prints, we have the USO print, we also have big prints on TLT, which is the 20 plus year treasury bond ETF with huge volume on Friday. And on this one, it was all the prints added up to like over like $4 billion, 620 million, 620 million. So they added up to a lot. So very big prints. And this all is interesting. One more thing that got lit up was PSQ, which is QQQ1X short. This thing got lit up again for like 20% of average volume over last week. This constant like 25 to $50 million prints. And today got another $62 million print. So all this is interesting how it's all lining up. But we have to wait and see what happens next. On some other setups, Enphase looks great. This was the path that I drew out on the long list. I want it to go up. I've covered it many times in the other videos, but yeah, continue to be bullish here. NVO still looks good. Weekly chart, nice. It's above the 21-week EMA now. Just waiting for it to move into the 59 to 60 area. Covered it many times, forming this bottoming pattern. Next up is Vistra. I haven't covered this on video, but I've covered this on tweets. But yeah, risking this low here at 135, the target to move back into the 160s. Looks like it just keeps shaking out below that level, below this 143 or so level. So I'm long this from about yesterday's level around 141, 142. TLT already looked at. Next up, Coinbase continues to hold this level and support around the 140s, and a lot of these head and shoulder patterns like what we see here have been failing in the past. Like the example I drew up was Microsoft. Microsoft Had again this big head and shoulders formation, and right away at the neckline, just completely just rips face. Same thing happened over here. We had the same thing in, wait, no, not there. What am I saying? Right here. Yeah, head and shoulder pattern, right below, shake out below the neckline and the support and just rip. So these have been failing. Another one was NVIDIA in 2024, how it, or even last year, head and shoulder, fail at the neckline, head and shoulder, fail at the neckline. So a similar thing I was looking at on Coinbase. If it shakes out again, just rips, would be an interesting play, but crypto would have to cooperate for that, so not 100% sure. But again, still probably worth it. Next one is Net and CrowdStrike. I thought these are trying to top out. Now there are a lot of RSI divergences forming on the daily chart. You can see it on CrowdStrike here, that they have this major weekly or daily RSI divergence here, bearish divergence, so thinking it'll fail and go down. Again, I think these names are super overvalued. I think CrowdStrike, especially trading at over 40 times sales, 40 times price to sales, with a revenue growth rate that's actually decelerating, is just a major really overvalued company. I think the stock should go lower. Same thing with Net. I think Net as well is overvalued. So starting to short these slowly, but playing a patient long game with this. STX, I was thinking that it maybe wanted to break down because it was just consolidating under the EMAs here, but we have to see what happens next. I'm not going to rush this, or I'm not even in this play right now. So, but if it takes out today's low, maybe we have to short it down into the upper 500s. Next was AMD. Another one I was looking at as a possible short, as it just forming this rounding top and rolling over, but no position yet. A trigger could be through 465. I've covered this many times on Twitter already. Microsoft has gotten pretty extended to the upside. Needs to pull back to the moving averages. Probably pull back to 460s. Apple, no interest anymore. Another one I wanted to look at was NIO. This thing has been getting hit in the dark pools again over the last couple of days. So NIO, if we look over the last 2 days, if it wants to load, but all right, looks like it doesn't want to load, but on the daily chart, if you look, you can see the volume spike today. There was a big dark pool print today around this area. I think another one also yesterday at the close. So if that would load, I would show you guys, but my thing isn't working. But you guys get the point. Could be worth a trade here at the support, as it's held this range pretty well over the last couple of years, going back to 2024. Anything else that I want to cover here? Just take a look. Korea, the Kospi moving up, but rejecting at the 21 EMA. Gold continues to find buyers after it broke out of that consolidation at the bottom. Silver as well, doing the same thing. We were bullish down here and made a nice move up. Bitcoin still range bound, nothing new there. Google has been really weak, breaking down. Not interested anywhere here. Those energy charts were looking really good. XOM, VLO, CVX, Oxy, but I couldn't get a position into them, but they looked really good. Yields are going to be important. I didn't cover FSLR, but FSLR still long a decent amount and just doing nothing wrong, just going sideways here. Would cut if it probably lost to 21 EMA, I'd probably just exit the rest of the position. Or if it lost to support at like 3 or 235, I'd probably exit the whole rest of the position. Lunar has bounced very nicely from where we were looking at long in the 12s. Yeah, that's about it. That's currently what I'm watching right now. Going to be important what happens on CPI tomorrow. But other than that, that wraps up today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, and if it's on Twitter, follow me and take a look at my posts. If it's on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. But thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.